Hello, friends. We are well on our way, spiraling into the winter solstice, the longest nights of the year, 3 of the longest nights of the year. The sun sort of stands still in the sky. We get to drop into this deep, dark, sweet, fertile, void space. And this year is especially potent because we have 2 eclipses leading up to the winter solstice. We also have a grand conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn in Aquarius on the day of the winter solstice on December 21st. So we've got a whole lot of cosmic energy that is pouring through the universe. And this yin point, this deepest yin point of the winter solstice, leading up to it, we sort of spiral in. And as we spiral in, we are allowed to shed. We shed the different layers of stress, of anxiety, of pressure. We shed conditioning. We shed unhealthy mental patterns, emotional patterns, physical patterns. We get to shed. It's a snake sort of shedding its skin so that it can enter that sacred portal, this sort of sacred womb, tomb of the solstice, this deepest yin point, this cave. And this is the place from which all things are birthed, this void, this fertile mystery. Everything in existence is birthed from this void. And we have a tendency in our culture in the West to avoid death, to avoid this release, this letting go, this dying back, but 2020 has been calling us into it. And so the winter solstice is this sort of apex, at least of that portion of it, of turning within, of release, of reset. And we have a chance to move the other way, that the tide has been carrying us towards excess yang, towards overproduction, towards constantly moving, constantly creating, ignoring the soul, ignoring our internal rhythms, ignoring nature, ignoring our fellow humanity. And we have a chance with this winter solstice to do something different, to allow ourselves to follow these cyclical rhythms of nature wherein death walks hand in hand with life. And if we allow ourselves to drop into this space of the void, this mystery, this deepest night, who knows what can be birthed from this tomb, this womb. The fire agrees. And so on this winter solstice and this time leading up, it's really, really, really powerful to be doing your practices, to be shedding, to be doing the practices that allow you to feel yourself, to feel as yourself, because it's really not that complicated. We want to shed the things that we're not, the things that are dead and gone, the leaves that have dried up on the trees, we want them to drop. So that comes spring, when it's time to birth something new, or summer, or whenever that might be, there's space. The dead is gone. There is the temple has been cleared of clutter, and it is ready to receive the divine. It is ready to receive that essence of the soul, that piece of you, of your original nature that wants to come through. This is a potent time to be remembering, calling forth, believing in your own magic. Because when that grand conjunction happens on the 21st, it is a big dose of energy. And all we need to do is come into alignment. It sounds simple. It's not always easy. And so we want to be releasing all those pieces that aren't us, all the layers that we've been conditioned to believe that we need or we should have, and instead release those. Bare bones, wintertime, pare down. The trees drop their leaves, they look like skeletons, but you know there is life in the roots. All the life has gone into the roots. All the life has gone into the center, the very sacred center, that holy center, that saturated with soul center. This is what we're being called into on this winter solstice. And this is the space that we want to be creating from. The grand conjunction on the 21st is in Aquarius, and so it's calling us into the future. It's calling us into new life. What are we going to create? Are we going to create from these old patterns that obviously have not been working anymore, that are dying, dismantling, crashing, burning before our eyes? Are we going to create more of that? Are we going to create more of that in the world? And are we going to allow that to also be created in ourselves, in our own lives, in our families, in our communities? Or are we going to let ourselves spiral in to that holy, sacred, sweet, luscious center of our being? And are we going to wait for the call of the soul that is ours, our part of the web to repair or dance in or celebrate? Are we going to wait for that to drop in? And something happens when we create from this place. Our lives are held by something deeper. Some deeper magic wraps its arms around us. And it's not us against the world. It's not moving against nature's rhythms. It's everything in harmony, giving death when death is due, and making space for what is sacred, the life, that flickering flame at the center of every heart. So I want to share a short practice with you. This is a very simple meditation that you can use with your own pulse. And your own pulse, your own heartbeat links you to your soul, links you to your deepest rhythms, allows you to align with these rhythms. So all you do is take your pulse, 4 fingers on your forearm and your wrist, right above the wrist. Take your pulse. Each heartbeat you hear, you chant to yourself, Satnam, Satnam. And Satnam means I am truth. And so it aligns you with this deepest truth of your being. It aligns you, just that mantra echoes through the universe. Broken down, it's Sa-ta-na-ma, which are the building blocks of the cycles of life, death, and rebirth. Sa-ta-na-ma, Sat-nam. Aligns you with the cycles and allows naturally anything that is ready to shed to be surrendered to the earth. We're going to dive deeper into this theme, spiraling in. I've got a plethora of practices from Kundalini Yoga, from Taoist Tantric arts, ritual magic, all kinds of things, jade egg. And we're going to move deep into this yin portal. This is an offering. This is the Winter Solstice Virtual Retreat. And it's for womb carriers, because the womb is the deepest yin space in the body, the yoni, sexuality. So we're going to harness this incredible, potent force of sexuality to release, to reclaim your magic, and to wait for what is yours, that fragment, that thread of the universe that is yours to express. If you'd like to join me, you can visit my website, NicoleNardoni.com. I hope to see you there. Happy spiraling into the winter solstice.